Hi, pump up Monday.
Welcome to Pump Up. Okay, so the biggest thing that actually, did you guys know that today it worked 7? What? I didn't know that until just now.
That is 17-year anniversary, yeah.
17? Yeah, I didn't know that. So shows how much I've been on social media today.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest thing is that I wanted to actually celebrate some wins for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, I think that we should always celebrate wins.
That should be a new Monday thing.
Yeah.
Didn't we originally plan for that?
I don't even know.
Who knows? At this point, you and me are like.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing is I just feel like we need to always pump each other up, and one way to pump each other up is to celebrate each other's wins. So since there's only a few of us on here, you guys can feel free to celebrate your win in the chat, or you can go ahead and say what your win is. Completely up to you. My biggest, so I'll start just because I'm talking, I guess. My biggest win for this week so far is that I have completely got out of my comfort zone, and Courtney and I have been holding each other accountable for messaging at least 10 random people on Instagram every day.
I got her to do it, you guys.
Yay!
Okay, so a lot of people sit there and be like, you know, they'll joke and be like, oh, that person must have gotten lucky. Listen, I'm not saying I got lucky. I did bust my butt in the beginning. I worked with people, and I actually was messaging people in the beginning, but then I did get a little bit comfortable because a lot of people started coming to me, and I think it was just my attitude and my vibe and my happiness and like, like you got it, so people would message me, but guess what? That stopped. That definitely stopped.
It was also
That's
too,
what I realized.
I think we were messaging people we knew. Like, we never had
Yeah.
to message, like.
And I can message people I know all day long, like, yo, you need to join my team. Or, hey, you need to be a product tester for me. You're my friend. Do it. I don't have a problem doing that. It's the people I don't know.
Like, I'm opposite. Like, for me, I get really nervous about the people that I know because I'm like, they've been watching me forever and they already know what I'm doing. And if I feel like they judge me, and if they, by this point, don't want to join me, then they're probably just like, think I'm so weird for doing this. The people that I don't know, I'm like, if they say no, or if they, like, tell me to, like, F off, like, I'm never going to see them again. So.
Isn't that so weird?
Yeah, everyone's different.
So my biggest win is that I've actually been doing it, guys. Now I did get one was only 15. It was legit on my website. Signing up, she looks like she's like 20, very, very mature, which I moved out at 14. So I grew up fast. So I'm not knocking her for being 15, but she's like, I'm on. She goes, wait, it says that you got to be 18. I'm like, how old are you? She's like 15. I'm like, whoa, what? And my other one was in Russia. Like, ah. So,
I've got a lot of those. I've got like Indonesia, and I'm like,
you're like, come on.
like, how can I work around this?
Yeah, trust me. I was like, well, does your mom want to sign up as a customer, maybe? But so those are my wins. I'm super excited. It's kind of feel my fire to kind of go. So who wants to go next? What is a win that you've had so far the last couple of days or weekend, or anybody? Anybody?
I just signed a loyal customer who he bought a rat for me and then thought that he could get a better deal on Amazon. And I told him good luck with that. And then he messaged me asking me to actually order for him. And I told him that he needed to go to my website. And he finally became a loyal customer over the weekend.
Congrats! Yay! Isn't that such a good feeling? You're like, first you want to be like, told you so. And then you want to be like, in your face. And then you want to be like, yay. I love that, CJ. Congrats, girl.
That's awesome.
Guys, for those of you jumping on, we're just celebrating some wins that we have a few days. Feel free to put them in the chat, a win that, you know, has pumped you up, because we're celebrating pumping each other up with our wins. Anybody else want to go over a win?
Sorry, guys. Trying to get the call, but, like, dealing with the music.
I do.
Go for it, Tracy.
Tracy, oh my gosh, I'm so happy Tracy's finally getting on. I'm like literally missing her face on the Zoom so bad.
My first distributor since the $9.99.
Woo!
Isn't that the best feeling ever?
Yes, but the best part about it was I wasn't even messaging her at all about the business. And we talked a few times back and forth, and then she just messaged me one day and was like, hey, you seem to be really doing good with this. I want to join. What do I do?
That's so awesome.
Like, I was like, okay, well, do you have any questions for me? She's like, oh, no, I've already read the entire compensation plan. I've already, done all my research. I'm like, yes, this is what I need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
Greens. We haven't had
I love greens. Karen's a green, and she keeps me in line.
Yeah, she's really excited, and I mean, she hasn't gotten anybody yet, but she has asked a lot of questions, and she's doing her trainings and all of that. So,
where did you put her, real quick?
My top.
Heck yeah. We gotta talk later.
Okay.
Is anyone else?
Tracy.
No, Tracy, I'm so, especially after everything you're going through, and you're still you're just amazing, literally.
I love that.
So I bought myself my first bed ever today. I am so freaking excited.
Oh, that's awesome.
She's like, I'm going to bed after this, so.
Yes.
Who else has got? Anybody else got a win for the week so far? Feel free to unmute yourself.
Well, y'all know I have one.
Well, we know you got one over there selling everybody hair, skin, and nails with your glorious hair at the freaking event.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like even just jumping into this other venture with starting this event planning company, it's just I don't know why, but for the past year, I think I was so focused on It Works that I was like, I don't have time to focus on anything else. And that even included the reason why I started in the first place. The whole reason why I did this was because I was tired of having to have 3 jobs, be a bartender, and not do the things that I really wanted to, have my own event planning company. So I'm really fortunate for my friend that I just joined business with. And I'm realizing, guys, I'm so much more successful when I'm busy. So for all of you guys that have other jobs and you're just I would be so much better at this, and It Works, if I just did this and I just, didn't have to do, go to my other job or whatever. Don't think that anymore. I'm telling you, is just doing It Works at your house all day, every day is for the birds. It's not what you think it is.
You kind of driving yourself loca.
Yeah, and you get a little lazy, and you just get cabin fever, and it just, I don't know, literally I've never been so busy in my entire life than I have been this week, but I am so much more positive about the business, and things are coming to me faster. On Saturday at the event, I was telling you guys this yesterday on the Zoom, I had 3 girls that added me on Instagram because of my hair, and I was talking about hair, skin, and nails real quick. I'm talking about models that were in the fashion show, and they're getting ready to leave, and I'm helping them get ready, and they're like, oh my gosh, your hair, girl. And I'm like, yeah, take a vitamin. And they're like, where can I get that? I'm like, we'll connect later. You gotta go, let's go. And it's just, I don't know. So busy people get stuff done. Don't let that hold you back, or think that just because you have a job or kids or anything like that you can't do this business. It's all about what?
The chat.
Okay, that's my win.
I love you, girl. Courtney's getting ready to pull up the call. We got 2 minutes. Anybody else want to celebrate a win? I don't even care if it doesn't have to do with the business. Honestly, if your kids actually survived and they're still alive. See, I washed my hair today.
Oh my gosh, I almost just spit water all over my computer,
Danielle, that's a win. When you're a mom, washing your hair is a win. Brushing your teeth before noon, that's a win. I'm sorry, guys, we got to pump each other up. It's everything we can get.
Yeah, let's all just say a team prayer for Danielle right now. Third trimester, right? Is kicking her ass right now. Oof.
Oh, yay! Congrats to your daughter.
High school? Oh my god.
I love that. Wait, you have a daughter that graduated?
Ask her how old she is.
Millie, how old?
Wait,
how old are you, Millie? Well, no, how old are you? If she's 20, how old are you? Dang.
Right? She told us at conference and we were like, no, you're lying. I was like, I thought you were younger than me. I'm like, dang. What kind of skincare you take?
Yeah, what's your skincare secret?
Oh my god.
I fell climbing over a baby gate to my bedroom and didn't spill my coffee.
How did you not spill it? That was pretty awesome.
Hair, skin, and nails. Yes, when I've been taking it and my skin has been amazing lately. My hair has been incredible. Like even my hairdresser you guys can't really tell right here, but bleached the crap out of my hair today, and she was like, it's not breaking. Your hair is getting super long. It's not falling out. And I'm like, you know what it is? Wrecked my knee. Oh my gosh. But at least you didn't spill your coffee, right? All right, Courtney, you pulling up the call?
I already have it. You don't hear it?
No?
It's the volume, or it's the song. Until I hear him talking, I'll turn it.
But I think Pump Up Mondays, I think, guys, that we're just going to start doing that. It's 15 minutes. By the time everybody gets on, it's 10 minutes before we listen to the call together. I would love to just celebrate wins, even if it's for that day. A little one jumped off a plane. Like, skydiving? I want to do that so bad. Wow. I'm jealous. I want to do it. Somebody would have to push me out. I say I want to do it. I'd get on there and I'd probably hold on to the ledge. Somebody would legit have to like kick me from behind, but I'd do it. You could get me on the plane. You could get me up in the air, but the minute that it's coming to the ledge, you'd have to literally like just like push me. Could you imagine skydiving with unicorn mask on, guys?
No. I've had a heart attack. I just got anxiety thinking about that.
But you have a unicorn mask on. You're not really going to see your surroundings.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god.
Girl falls to her death wearing a unicorn mask. Yeah, exactly. I would hold it on, girl.
In the world to get me to go skydiving. If you ever want to invite me to skydiving, I'm letting you know I will never say yes. Ever. Do you want me to die? And I'm not talking about dying from a skydiving, I'm talking about from a heart attack. I would die. I would legit die.
Oh, I'm going to have to go check it out. Fully breathe. It's not breathe in the mask. Oh, you guys are making my cheeks hurt. So are you guys all in agreement about this? That Pump Up Monday should be about the 10-15 minutes before the call. Let's pump each other up. Let's celebrate. Let's make each other smile. Because again, right before this call, I was about to divorce my husband.
She ain't lying.
I'm not lying. I love my husband dearly, but why is it always the mom's responsibility to coordinate the babysitters? Like, we have a wedding that we've been going to for 6 months now. It's a huge wedding.
And it's his friend's wedding.
And it's his friend's wedding.
I'm not for you.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, man, my sister can't do it. And my parents can't do it. And this person, and I'm like, what are you going to do? I don't know.
And you've like gone shopping for the perfect dress, purse, everything to impress his friends.
Can't. Courtney, you want to come to a wedding with me?
I know. You don't have to plan?
Yeah, right? Oh my gosh. That's like the best. When you just get drunk at the open bar. They ask me, who do you know here?
You know everybody. It's Mitch's wedding, so.
Oh.
Wonder if he's going to be.
Oh, they're on.
Okay. I'm muting myself. Courtney, don't mute yourself, obviously.
Our Show Me the Money call, and we're going to show you the money through events, how important they are, not just for guests, but for yourself, how to get guests there, and how can I grow my business event to event. And a lot of you live in small towns, you'll tell me that all the time, but you know what? We have cars. We can get in them and we can drive. And that's what we do. I love who I have on tonight. They're both so successful in growing their business, event to event. So let's welcome Patrice Garrison. Patrice, welcome.
Hi, how are you, Pam?
Honey, I am fantastic. And, I just saw you at an event not too long ago, besides conference even. But, Patrice, tell everybody who you are, where you're from, and how long you've been with It Works.
So I am Patrice Garrison, Presidential Diamond with It Works. I've been here for 5 years. And is that everything? Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Well, we're glad to have you on. This is our 17th anniversary. So happy anniversary, It Works. And we're thankful for people like you, Patrice, and Melody, who's been with us twice that long. And, we'll talk to her in just a minute. But Patrice, you've been to a lot of our conferences. How many so far have you been to? 5th year in the business. How many conferences?
5th year in the business, 4 conferences. I've only missed one. I didn't know I was supposed to be there the first one. So afterwards, I was like, I would never miss a conference. So 4 years, conference back to back.
Well, all right, and then One Team. You built your business through One Team. Now, there's a lot of people that are just flat out brand new. They've never been in an organization like It Works Global. They've never been entrepreneurial. They've never had the opportunity to actually go to an event, whatever the heck they are in their minds. They're like you. They didn't know they're supposed to go. And so let's speak along those lines. Why would you want someone to attend One Team, One Mission? We have a boot camp coming up in Dallas, and of course our annual event. Why should they go?
So just a short story just happened. We had a One Team, One Mission last month in February, and I invited my newest distributor. And I could tell she was nervous, right? You get started with this It Works thing. You're in your house, you're by yourself, you click submit on the computer. Now what? And I invited her to join us. She was so excited. And maybe she was in for maybe 8-10 days before One Team, One Mission. She left out of the room and enrolled her first customer within 48 hours. So there's something so special when you walk in, you see all these faces. You sit next to a friend you never met before, but you end up loving them before you leave. And again, the stories, Pam, like you literally hear people who are just like you, who have the same goals, like-minded people, and you're like, I can do this. So being brand new, I think I went to my first event maybe 4 months in, and it's just such a confirmation as to I'm not crazy. I made the right decision. I can do this. Yes, I'm busy or I have 1,000 things I could be doing, but I have vision and focus. So it does create the vision for new distributors.
I remember going to, and I tell it in my story and all the One Team, One Missions, and the reason I say it and tell it each and every time is because I would not be here today if it wasn't for a meeting. And that was attending a meeting, and I went by myself and sat in the back of the room and listened to the #1 money earner tell his story. And I could relate to him because he was my age and a former teacher, and that just resonated with me. But to hear him talk about how he got started, the way he got started, and then what was happening 3.5 years later in his life just astonished me. And I walked away knowing that I could do it. And it's, your new distributor coming, something there spoke to her, and she got up and she took action. And isn't that why we just wish we could pick everybody up and put them in a car and say, you've got to come, because it's that important, isn't it?
It really is. And honestly, it's an avenue that you can bring folks with you. So she asked me, she said, can I bring a friend next time? And that was so special because that's exactly what we want and exactly what you want. If you're building your business and you have a new distributor, you get free training for them, right? They come, you know, you don't have to do anything but buy your own ticket. And then once you are there, you have guests that you bring who maybe are thinking about the business, or maybe you have someone who hasn't launched yet. I have folks that are like 6 months in, but again, they've been nervous to take action. And I know that's like you, Pam. You were in your company and you're waiting for like this light bulb to go off, and you get to an event and it just all makes sense. So that's exactly why we want to, like you said, round everyone up, throw them in the car, and get them there, because it's something I can't bring home. I can't do a conference call after a 1T1 mission or even after our big one conference. You're not going to get the same essence hearing it hearsay.
All right, so you know we're in 22 countries, getting ready to launch quite a few more. We are a global company, and we are global as individuals. We have people that we know that know somebody that knows somebody. I mean, all you have to do is go through your Facebook feed and you can ask the questions, you know, who do you know getting ready to launch Korea? Who do you know that knows somebody in Korea? And you can pull that up. And so we can look at the calendar at events.itworks.com. We can look at the calendar and you can see that I will be in Salt Lake City on Thursday, and then I'll be in Las Vegas on Saturday. And so you could go through your friends and find out who's in that area, anywhere close. You could find out who's on your team, who's on your team in that area, and do a quick chat with them and say, you've got to go. Just get in the car, take somebody with you, and just go and sit and listen. And so, Patrice, what are some of the ways that you get people to a meeting?
So, Pam, I have 2 ways that I get folks in the room. The first way is not forgetting about my customers. So, our customers are watching our journey, and they are so curious. And of course, just like myself, it took me 2 years to try a wrap out. So if the coworker who brought it to me said, hey, I got free samples for you. We're having this fit bar. You could just come and sample and just come, just try it out. I would have showed up because I desperately wanted a change. So to be able to come as a free guest for someone and try free samples, that sounds like fun to me. So don't forget about your customers that maybe have been watching your journey or watching your friend's journey to using the product. The second is having an event before the event. So we just had a really fun brunch yesterday, and I invited the people who I wanted to bring to 1T1 Mission. But to be honest, Pam, I'm an introvert, so if someone would have just invited me to a 1T1 Mission without getting to know me first, especially if we only met online or got connected online, I may be nervous to go. But if you take the time out to sit with me, have coffee with me, maybe even share a bagel with me. Actually, I'm not sharing my bagel, so have a bagel with me. but you can sit with me for even a half hour and get to know me. Take it from online to offline. That transition into an event like 1T1 Mission is so much easier. So that half hour means the world for me. I get to connect because when we're in the room, I can't chat them up, at that point. So that bond you build, even the Saturday before 1T1 Mission, can make the difference between your guests not showing up or actually being there with you.
Oh, I just love this because when you think about the first thing you said, customers. Our customers love our products, or they wouldn't keep buying. They won't. They're curious. I was sitting down getting my nails done last week, and the nail tech, who I've never had her do my nails, the girl that normally does it, she was gone, and so she did them, and we started talking. Of course, the owner came over, and I thanked her, congratulated her because she's franchising her nail salon, and so she's talking about It Works, and so the girl said, It Works. She said, I follow somebody on Instagram. I've been following them for 2 years, and I don't believe what she says. And I just started laughing. And I asked her who it was, and she told me. And I said, well, what do you mean you don't believe what she says? Well, first she said that she bought gas with her at work money. And then it wasn't shortly after that she was able to pay for a card. And then the next thing she says, she could pay her mortgage. And then the next thing I see, her husband left his job. And this is over a period of 2 years. And do you know, Patrice, that she drives by our corporate office every single day. But still in her mind, that's not possible. And so as I'm talking with her, I just asked her, so please reach out to her and tell her that you just want to talk. You just want to talk. So here we've got all these people watching us, all this year. Maybe you're brand new and they're not watching you yet. You're going after getting a customer. But this is great news to know that people are watching, they are paying attention, they're curious, they need to be asked, point blank asked. So Patrice, let's say that you've got somebody on your chicken list. You know, this is the list that we're to chicken to call. And you've got them on your list. I'm coming back to town to do a one team, one mission, or let's just say you're going to host one or you're going to attend one. How would you connect with that person and say, I got to get them there. This is my opportunity.
So I would send them a dream team message and really be honest. You know, I think we forget how much we love to be complimented as people. So if someone's on my chicken list, she's on my dream team, I have girls that actually come to mind myself that I'm like, she's so gorgeous. Her family is so cute. She would have so much fun. I want to be her friend, actually, you know, because we build on social media and we see people. And, you know, I've met a bridesmaid of mine through it work. So, like, we really do be girlfriends through this business. So I'd be like, you know, hey, I have to be super honest with you, and I'm so sorry if I sound like a creep. And that's just because that's my personality. I can say that. But, you know, I have been, like, obsessed with just watching your cute family. You are so much fun online. I don't know if you've ever considered earning an extra income, but I think you would be absolutely amazing for my team. And I would, you know, just let her talk to me, you know, respond back to that. I don't know if you're free on Thursday, but I would love to, like, treat you to dinner, because I'd actually take her out to dinner, or, you know, grab some Starbucks or something, take you out to dinner, let's chat, and then come with me and be a guest for this free training I'm going to. You can learn more about it, see if it's a good fit for you, but, like, I would love to just connect with you, talk with you, like, we need to be friends, girl. So that would be my approach. And just edifying the person who you want to be part of your team, and just giving people the opportunity. Like you said, Pam, we have to ask. And you would be so surprised, because that's just kind of how things work. If you're attracted to somebody where you want to be their friend, chances are they want to be your friend too. There's something similar about them that reminds you of yourself, you know? So just keep private, like you have something so awesome to offer. They're going to come to this event and be so inspired. And if, you know, you can take, again, offer the friendship with it, right? I'm not going to just pick you up and take you to one team mission. Let's grab a coffee. Let's grab some dinner first. Let's hang out and make it part of our evening together. And that's exactly how I reach out.
Oh, I love it. I love it. All right. So let me ask you just a final question here, Patrice. How do you build, like, event to event? Let's say that you've got a one team, one mission that's scheduled near you, or right, it could be right in your backyard, it could be an hour or so away, and it's 2 months out, and you just know, you love who's coming, who's going to be talking, and you know it's going to be powerful. How could you, like, build up to that? Is this something that you could do, maybe perhaps what we call wrap parties in your house, like have a few, host some somewhere else, and start to build up a momentum on gathering distributors or potential distributors, so that, you know, when that meeting comes around, that could be a great place to take them and perhaps get them to jump over that fence and join you in the business.
100%. So Pam, like I mentioned before, if you can get folks in the room and they hear these stories, they feel the energy, your job is so much easier as a distributor. You know, there's so many less conversations you have to have with someone. When they get in the room, they hear it all themselves and they leave out so empowered. So if the event is 2 months before, you can start planning now. And you guys can have a weekly wrap party. You can have a weekly event where you guys get together. Make it fun. You know, I think that's the one thing that I learned from you the most. Keep your business fun. It shouldn't be something like, oh gosh, gotta get out to do this part. You know, have a great time. You guys can have a sip bar. You can have wine and wrap parties. You can do wine and facial parties. Whatever you want to do to build up to this. But the more you get people involved, you can say, hey, you know, I know you're thinking about getting started. You guys are in the room. Maybe you had a sample party. You guys love the product. What if I could help you build your business and help you, you know, build towards this Emerald bonus? Of course, that's what we have now, but if this was 2 months prior, I can help you towards this bonus and we get you in the room. And it's awesome because, of course, newbies that join now get that opportunity. They have 2 full months. You can say we have a huge event coming up right before your Emerald bonus ticker is up. And I know we can build you to Emerald. So we'll do these weekly events. You bring people every single week, and we're going to have this amazing like party in 2 months. And you'll be able to bring everyone that you've enrolled, and we'll make sure you go Emerald. So I really would tie it all in because I have so many newbies who are like, yes, I really want this Emerald bonus. They know exactly what they want to pay off with it. So hype them up. And when you're in person with them every single week, you keep their energy high. So I can't be told about an event that's going to happen in May if I'm not excited about it, PM. So if you get me excited every week as a new distributor, I'm going to be there. And you're going to keep my belief high. You're going to help me close my team members. My business is growing even faster. And now I can't wait for the big finale. So I hope that helps.
Oh my gosh, it was awesome, Patrice. Just love listening to you. Thank you so much for sharing all your wisdom with us tonight. We appreciate you so much. Well, I know I'll see you at the next meeting. I can't wait.
Thank you.
All right, now we're going to take it out to Tennessee, and we're going to introduce you to Melody McFarland. Melody, welcome.
Hey, Pam. Oh, my goodness. Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, Melody, I don't know if a lot of people know this. You are our first ever Ambassador Diamond. The first person to step up and claim it. That was just amazing. I'll never forget that.
You know, I still pinch myself when I think about it myself, Pam. Because it's like,
I mean,
oh
the
my
first
God.
person.
Yeah.
So,
Go ahead.
Tell everybody who you are and where you're from before we get started, and how long you've been with that work.
All right. Well, of course, I'm Melody McFarland. I am from Gallatin, Tennessee, and I've been with It Works. This is going into my 13th year. And, you know, Pam, I was actually y'all's first triple and first presidential as well as first ambassador.
Dang.
And
Oh, God. You know, what is that called in the races? What is that called?
a sweet triple crown.
Yeah.
A sweet.
You're triple crown.
I love it.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I know.
I love it.
I
Oh, no, I got to post that. You know, now, when I think back about that, a lot of people could relate to this. That takes guts. You know, when you don't have the company 13 years ago, think about this, everybody. You didn't have a triple, a presidential, or an ambassador. And so, Melody, when did you go? How long were you in when you promoted to triple?
I signed up in June of 2005, and I went triple in March of 2007. So it took me almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years. All right, so we are 17 years old, so it was 10 years before. It was 7. All right, so 2007. So it's been 10 years, but no, I'm backing up. It's 6 years before we ever had our first person promoted to triple, and that was you. 6 years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, and so everybody, gain perspective on this. if you're brand new and it takes you that long to either promote yourself or have somebody in your organization promote, you can have a business like Melody. We're just so impatient, Melody. Why are we so impatient?
I think we just live in a society that wants it now. And so, but the good news is, though, you can be earning all along the way. And I earned all along the way. And so if you can get people earning money right out the gate, then they'll stick with you. And they're going to stay there, and they'll stay the course. And the best way to do that is getting them to events, because that's where they're going to get their belief. It is so important. I was in network marketing. Blair and I had been in network marketing for 15 years before we got into it work. And, Pam, the culture in network marketing has always been to attend your events, to go there, to be with the people. And, Patrice gave some amazing tips on how to get people there. And I think I want to give you some whys of why it's so important to get people there. The first company that Blair and I were with, they had a meeting every single Monday night, every single one. And in 10 years of being with that company, Blair and I never missed a Monday night. I mean, we were there every single Monday night. And it was the same presentation done by a handful of people, to where we knew exactly what they were going to say, when they were saying it, the same jokes, the same whatever. But, it ingrained that culture into us, that getting together with the people was important, and we got people to those meetings. We got them there because that's where they were going to see the bigger picture. That's where they were going to see other people like them. That's where they were going to see that they don't have to be a superstar, that they can be who they are and still have success, because they're going to see other people up there like themselves, And so we did that.
I agree. When you think, it was just like I was saying earlier about myself, we know they're important because of what they changed our lives. But Patrice, there's something that is so difficult for all of us. You're there in the most incredible energy. You're around like-minded people. It's like going to church. You get fed. You get fed. You might walk in a little down, thinking the thoughts that aren't empowering you, and when you go to church, you get fed, and you walk out, you have a different perspective on life. They're very similar in that you're thinking you can't get a customer. You're thinking you can't get a distributor. You're thinking that there's nobody else in the whole world like you. And when you start to get down, you start to hear things from the people that love you the most. That, this isn't working for you. Why are you working so hard? It's not working. So you get it becomes too much almost. But you go to a meeting, you're hesitant. You're like, what is this about? But you get in that room, the music's playing, the laughter's there, you start to meet people, and then the stories start to unfold. And when you hear those stories, you can relate. Somebody is saying a story is going to click within you, and I call it opening up your heart. And when you open up your heart and you allow yourself to listen, to really listen, and to think possibility, maybe this is possible for me, because we're way too stubborn in our brain. Our brain is telling us all the things we can't do, but when we hear it, we listen through that heart, and it opens up, and we think possibilities. What have been some of the meetings within Networks that you've attended that you've had epiphanies, aha moments, or just, I'm doing this? Has that happened to you at a Networks meeting?
Almost every time,
Yeah.
And it's so important, that when especially when it's put on by the company, it's a company event, a green carpet, the boot camp, those things, for me, it's part of who I am, and it's a part of the job. You know, it's a part of making sure that I'm there, not only for myself, but for my team. You know, making sure that I'm setting the example by going. You know, and we used to go all the time, you know, I mean, all the time. Today we've got Zooms and things like that, and we're not traveling near as much. But you know what? I miss it, Pam. I miss that we just jump on a plane, jump in the car, and we would just go where everybody was. You know, it was I kind of equate it to when you go to an event like that, you get so pumped up like a big balloon. I mean, you just pump, and you get bigger in your balloon, and you come out of there and you are soaring. You know, you are on fire, and you have so much belief, and you become like a battleship. So that when anybody says something negative or somebody tells you it won't work, you know better. It's just like spitballs bouncing off that battleship, and you are so committed, and you have so much belief, and it gets you pretty good, you know, a pretty good way. It'll get you there a couple of months or so. But then about the time you start to deflate just a little bit, the air's coming out of your balloon just a little bit, it's time for another event. And you get back in there and you get pump back up, and you are out and you're soaring and you're flying again, you know. And that's what events do for you. I've always heard if you're having a great day, that event needs you. And if you're having a bad day, you need that event, you know. And so it is so true.
It really is. And, you know, people tell me, they'll say, I couldn't get anybody to come. And the way they say it, I couldn't get anybody to come. And I'm wondering, is that the way they asked? You know, because if you called up me and you said, I am shaking with excitement about something that I found, and I just thought of you. I thought this would be for you. You know, it could or it couldn't, I don't know, but it's just the first person that popped in my mind, and I want you to come with me. Now, I remember being asked over and over again to attend the meeting, first time in network marketing, and I said it a couple of times, no, I'm not going. And then finally he said, look, I'm going to call you every Monday to remind you it's on Tuesday. Because this is one of the weekly meetings, because we didn't have Zooms now. We had to physically get in a car and go somewhere if we wanted to hear anything. I'm an agreement. I miss those days. And those days are not gone. We're just not creating them. And we can all do that if we choose to. But once he said, I'm going to keep calling, I finally gave in and went. And it's the reason I'm here today. That's the first reason, because I actually went and I understood something touched me about unlimited opportunity, potential for unlimited income, work your own hours, spare time, part-time. And so how can we get people to understand that it's the way that they ask and the energy behind it, and that I'm not talking call them up and be off the wall ridiculous, but you've got to up the energy. Don't you agree? Absolutely. I mean, the last thing you want to do is to, you know, call them up and say, I'm sure you probably don't want to do this, and you're probably really busy, but just on the off chance, you know, that's not going to get it. So you have to make sure that you believe that this is the event they need to be at. You know, you got to believe that this is going to change their life, or that door of opportunity is going to open for them when they go. That's the only way they're going to see it, is if they get there. And, you know, again, with today, the way things are today, Pam, a lot of people don't want to leave their house or whatever. You know, I was thinking, well, gosh, then even if they can't go, all right, if they physically can't get there, then get them to watch the live. Somebody is always doing a live video. So get them to watch that live and have them commit to watch it, whether it's right then and there. If they really have another commitment, then
they can watch it later. You can, give them a link or whatever, get them to watch it later. But have them do it and incentivize them for doing it. Just tell them, I'll give you a free wrap if you'll just watch this.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in this so much that I think there's something here for you. And if you'll just watch this, then, we'll just see. And if it's not for you, then you can tell me. But at least watch it. Don't discount it.
And they're watching. They're watching anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You're just asking them. They're just like, go ahead and watch this. I love that. Give them a free wrap. What about a keto coffee? A single keto coffee. I mean, wow. What? Now, when you think about now, we've got more that people can sample. They can come there. They can try the product. Who wouldn't want to try skinny coffee? I mean, that's how people are promoting it, and I love it. And it absolutely works. So we've got to get that energy up in the asking. We've got to be just really on our game, excited about what we're doing. And it's Melody, finally, what about keep asking? I mean, if he hadn't kept on me and kept asking me, I just wouldn't be here today. So what about that? How many times should I follow up?
Just again and again and again and again until they have finally said, if you call me one more time, I'm going to kill you. I don't want to do that. That's the only time you need to quit. If they're putting you off, if they're just saying, this just isn't a good time, just keep trying until they absolutely slam the door on you. Because it's not, it just has to do with them it's not being a good time for them. So you're just going to continue to ask, continue until they tell you absolutely not, don't ever call me again. And they unfriend you. Well, that's it.
and this they freak you again because they're like, well, dude, my life has changed. Here's another thing too. We go through periods of our life in what are called transitional phases. One is getting married. That's transitional. Another is that first baby. That's transitional. That's when we all, as moms, if we're working before that happens, we think we're just going to keep working. This baby's not going to change me. And as soon as you have it, the vast majority of us are crying. We don't want to go back to work. That's transitional. And then maybe there are circumstances where you have to go back to work, but the whole time you're thinking, what can I do? What can I do extra so that I could either hire a better sitter or eventually leave it and maybe go part-time, something like that. Another transition, you lost your job. Another transition, you moved and your husband's job changed. You moved and you had to change jobs. You can't find anything. These are all transitional things. You retire. You get divorced. You're a single mom. You've got 4 kids. You've got to take care of them. All of this happens. A lot of life happens along the way. And so if you can contact somebody today and they're not in a transitional phase, everything in life looks amazing. But 3 days later, something happens and they remember that conversation. Or you call them back in a month and, remind them. So talk about that because we've all called people that have flat out shut us down. Doors shut fast. Rude to the point of you just want to crawl in a hole. But we know that was a bad day for them. They're normally not that bitchy, but they certainly were when I called. So what could you say about that? About keep calling and about maybe call them on the wrong day?
Yeah, that's where building a relationship with them is so important. Just trying to be a friend to somebody like that, make sure that you are reaching out to them at other times about other things rather than just the business so that you kind of keep that little door open. Comment. If it's somebody you truly believe is that you want in this business, you want them, then, you're just always going to have that little bit of a relationship with them so that when something big comes along, like the $5,000 bonus, you can say, hey, I'm just checking in with you. We just got a promotion where you can earn an extra $5,000 over the next couple of months. Would that be something that might interest you? And they're going to say yes or no, or maybe, but if you keep that, if you don't take offense and you just let it roll off of you, don't choose to be offended by them telling you no, and maintain an open relationship with them and that little bit of a door crack, then when the opportunity is right, it's going to happen. If they're meant to be in your business, they're going to come in your business, but you always have to stay on top of it. And there's nothing wrong, Pam, with asking somebody if they're kind of hemming and hawing and saying, this just isn't a good time for me, then ask them, would it be all right if I touch base with you about it in a few months?
Mm-hmm.
And get their permission. And if they say yes, then you don't feel bad when you touch base with them again. They just gave you permission. It's okay to contact them later.
And this happened to me a couple times too. Now I didn't follow up, and somebody else did, and they became a part of their team. And the first time that ever happened to me, I was shocked. I'm like, oh my gosh, they followed up with them. They kept telling them more. They kept talking to them. They called them at the transitional time. They forgot about me. And that's something that can cost you, if that were a Melody, that would be hundreds of thousands of dollars over a period of time. And so I started thinking about that in terms of, all right, if I'm spending a couple of years touching base with someone, talking, following up, always being nice, and letting them know about a $5,000 bonus, and just saying, there's just dripping on them and dripping on them and dripping on them. 99% of the time, they eventually come on board, and they're typically in a higher paid rank for business because you kept promoting, so there's more income there for you. You're at a better position for training because you've got a couple of years under your belt. And it's always the perfect timing. Maybe in the beginning they're not supposed to be in your business and you're just planting seeds. But those seeds continue to be watered, and then at some point that transition happens. They want to become a part of your business, and you've been so good to them all along the way that they think about you. And so, Bill, a lot of years in network marketing, you've had several decades, you've learned a lot. What would you like to close out with, those that are listening here tonight? What would you really like for them to know about not just It Works, but the industry in and of itself, the social selling, the direct selling, network marketing, MLM, whatever you want to call it?
We are a relationship type of business, and you can never forget about the relationship. And you always want to leave people feeling better about themselves than they were before you met them. And my secret has always been to look at people for how they can be, and invest in them. If they give a little bit back to show that they have it in them, invest in them, help them, believe in them. Don't just cast them away because they didn't produce immediately. If they're showing up, if they're going to the meeting, they're on the call, even if they're not a big producer, it's like you said, Pam, one of these days, when you need it the most, that very person is going to be the one that's going to put you over to becoming an ambassador. You've got to build loyalty, and you just got to love on people. And I always say, do everything that you do with love as the measuring stick. Don't look at what it's going to do for you. Look at what it can do for them, and you will always have the right
Somebody write that
motivation.
down.
And whether they believe in themselves or not is beside the point. People want to know that people believe in them, and that will bring them. You're just always going to be pulling people up that way, and that's what network marketing is about. That's what we do. It's all about the people. It's all about the relationship, and you know, even if they're not, like I said, they're not big producers right now. If you let them marinate and you just keep bringing them along, you don't wait on them, but you just keep loving them, then one day they will fulfill the destiny that God called them to. It just might take a little time. And if you discount them, then you're the one that's going to lose. You know, so you just always kind of keep that in the back of your mind, that this is about people, and just roll with it. You know, people are going to disappoint you, but they're also going to be very rewarding to you. And so when you know that, just know that it's going to make you a lot of money in the end if you can be a good people person. And just love on people, the money will come.
And Melody, you and Blair are the epitome of that. Sometimes I have to talk to you and say, Melody, you've been sweet, honey. Come on.
Yeah. You have told me that several times.
But you go, but him. And I just love it. I just love it. And the heart is just so good. Everyone can feel it. And that's why you are when you are. You're always in the top 10, if not way above that. And that's because you've got it down. This is a relationship business. And Big Daddy would always tell me, everybody is there as human beings. They're not boxers. And that's stuck with me forever in this industry. And it just made me realize that everybody is a human being. They deserve to be treated with respect, even if that respect sometimes is not delivered back. And that is their deal, not mine. And most importantly, we also need to respect ourselves and know that we're worth it, that whatever we give to this business will give us back. And it's usually 100-fold. And that's what I love about it too. And so Mel, thank you so much. Love your wisdom.
Thank you. I appreciate
awesome
you
having you on.
Thank you.
I love you too. I appreciate you too. And Patrice, thanks for being on. And for those of you who are listening tonight, thanks for playing around with us tonight on the Silver Money Call and learning so much from these invaluable people. I just love hearing from Patrice and Melody. So much wisdom there. Please go back to my Facebook page and share your aha moments with us. We want to hear from you. So good night, everyone. We'll see you next week on the Show Me the Money Call.
Woo! Gosh, that was
That
so
was
good.
good.
I want to go back and watch this recording. That was so good.
That was really good. Really good.
I'm so
The
glad that
host
we
has ended this
sorry.
call. Goodbye.
Okay. I'm so glad that we do this together, and record it, because I just feel like it's easier to find and play back compared to like the finding it on the email or whatever, you know. And it's just like fun to listen to it together. Like I know you guys, like Rachel, we probably need to go live on the team page just going over the schedule, because I feel like still a lot of people are confused about it. Like you guys, we don't have 3 Zooms a week to overwhelm everyone. Literally it's just Sunday getting on the family call together, Monday getting on the corporate Show Me the Money call together, and then Wednesday is a working power hour. So I feel like I hear a lot of you guys being like sorry, can't get on talking to a PDT, and like trust me, we want you guys to be enrolling, but this is like essential for you. This is like necessary. This is vital to help fill you back up and hear from other leaders. Like this is what corporate gives us. This is what we need to be plugging into, you know. And don't be afraid to set boundaries with your potentials to make sure that they know that you're busy and that you are prioritizing your business and what you need to be plugging into. You know what I mean? If you keep thinking that you have to always miss everything because you're talking to a potential, then it doesn't start it off with a great message. You know what I mean? And
That's what Nicole would do to me all the time. Oh my gosh. I'd be like, hey girl, gonna drop off, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, okay, I'm at my neighbor's house wrapping them. And I'm like, you are? Like, she would always say things, and I'm like, oh, I need to find more people to wrap or something like that. It just created like that whole like, oh, she's busy.
Exactly.
Okay.
And not just that, but well, one, I learned that lesson from GoPro. So that lesson is from Eric Worre himself. Like, he says, like, do not stay on the phone or be texting back and forth with potentials forever. You need to set boundaries and let them know that you're busy, because that lets them know that not only can they do this if they're busy, but it just makes it more efficient, makes it more effective. So if you're like, it was great talking to you, girl, let me know what you ended up deciding. If you want to get it in real quick, send me your info. But we actually have, you know, corporate call that we're so fortunate this company gives us and pours into us and leads us. So I'm going to hop on that real quick. I got to go, but I can't wait to catch up with you. Like, they're going to be like, oh, dang, okay. You know what I mean? Instead of constantly missing all of these calls and Zooms and stuff because you're talking to a potential. Like, I know it seems like, no, this signing a potential is way more important. Like, when I first read that from Eric Worre on GoPro, I was like, really? And I was like, but wait, it makes sense. And the next time I tried it, because you guys, oh my gosh, when I first started, she's not on their team anymore, but she's the whole reason why Shelby and Andrea Harvey and Christy and that whole leg is here. But the girl that I signed up, I was on the phone with her for 2 hours multiple times. And I'm just like, what was I doing? Like, that's so.
Well, and here's the thing really quick too, guys, is that yes, it's holding us accountable to listen to these calls. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I stopped listening to them for probably a good 2 years. Mm-hmm. Not gonna lie, I came up with every excuse possible not to listen to it, and when I do listen to it, it puts a fire back in my heart. But not only that, we're listening to it. We're not even talking when we're listening to these calls, guys. I'm sending out congrats cards. I'm messaging potentials on Instagram when they're asking what the product is. I'm sending out cards to people on the team. Like, I'm actually working for the hour that we're on this. It's not for you to just sit there and listen, but actually intentionally work. Because if not, I'm going to maybe make an excuse to go watch a movie with my husband instead of sitting here working. Mm-hmm. I'll come up with the excuse. So that's another reason why it's good for you to get on here, so you can actually sit and work.
Yeah. Like, makes you get work done. Like, even if you had such a busy day, we know that, like, okay, tonight we have our Zoom at 8:45. I'm going to be listening to that call, getting poured in, seeing you guys, like, getting love from my team, and being able to work in between and actually messaging people. Like, yeah, this whole new schedule that we've made, you guys, for everyone that's been plugging in, it's been so please don't get overwhelmed with our new schedule and think that it's like, oh my gosh, they're doing 3 Zooms every week. Like, that's way too much. It's literally just plugging into the 2 corporate calls and then a power hour. And power hours are freaking fire. And it's not just us leading them, you guys. It's we're wanting to open it up to anyone who is on fire, who is like having a lot of success, that wants to share. We want it to be an opportunity for you guys and any rising leaders to step out of their comfort zone. And, you know, it's great to do that in front of all of us, because this is, you know, this is a safe space before, you know, as we grow and try to do it in front of the public, you know. So,
Minnie, you just gave me goosebumps. I love that. Guys, and that's the thing. If you get busy, I understand. If you can't make it to a call, guys, life happens. You get busy, you get tired, you get sick. I completely get it. Don't feel bad. Don't feel horrible. It's just us doing it to kind of hopefully keep that fire going and burning it inside of you, so you can be successful and cross goals and dreams off your dream board and stuff like that. So I love it.
Oh, yes, CJC. So many of us, like, when I was the most, like, on it with this, I always listened to the calls, and I stepped away from that too. And that's why I'm glad that we're doing this now as a team, because it's like, we're literally meeting up 3 times a week on Zoom. So the people that are showing up, I'm like knowing exactly what's going on with your team, your chart, like, we're so in tune. It's just making everything work so much better. And it's so awesome to get newbies on this. Like, right away, they're like, oh my gosh, this is really different, you know? So the calls are totally boring without y'all. I know. I always forget that I'm not on mute, and I'm like the most like vocal person when I listen to things. I'm like, oh, good point. Oh my gosh. I always like, oh my gosh, I'm not recorded or I'm not on silent. They're just listening to me make all these noises.
Oh my gosh. All right, guys. Love you guys.
For anyone who still has it in them, Nicole is having her tips from the top Zoom right now. I don't know if we want to maybe think about asking her if we can try to do that later, because I just feel bad because I don't want to get off these calls to jump on that.
Yeah.
I wish maybe they started at 10, but I know it's kind of late. So we'll have to think
talk to her and see what we can do. But yeah, if you feel like you still got it in you, go jump on with Nicole.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you who need the code or anything, just ask your upline and they will be happy to give it to you. And
Wednesday we have Kat leading her first power hour. She's got such great stuff for you guys, and she's so excited.
And Thursday's online party. So if you haven't been added, ask your upline to add you so we can rock and roll. So
potentials.
Peace.
Oh, CJ, you're the best. Copy that Zoom link real quick if you're gonna hop on.
Yeah, if you want to jump on Nicole's.
Love
Bye,
you.
guys. Love you. Bye.
Bye.